Erik Menendez went on a parole hearing yesterday, and it was 10 hours long, and he still did not get his parole. They based it off of 2 burglaries I guess he had committed before the murders of his parents, and then a couple of things that he had did in prison. Now, I don't know what exactly he did, but I don't think it was anything crazy, because 1, we never heard about it. 2, he was deemed a moderate risk. Now, when you are on a parole hearing, you get assessed by psychologists to see what your risk assessment is, to see how you're going to act in the civilian world, because we don't know as a psychologist for sure how somebody will act. But like I made a couple videos ago, in order to predict future behavior, you have to look at prior behavior. Now, really? Even Dr. Leslie, she's a forensic psychologist. Mind you, I'm a student of forensic psychology, but she's a legit forensic psychologist. She's on TikTok, and she was like, I think this is political, and I completely agree. I think if it was someone on the parole board that was in my generation that agrees and saw all the evidence of their dad literally sexually abusing them and the mom letting it happen and just being like, well, I don't really care. The crime doesn't fit the punishment. I understand that they've served I think 36 years, almost 40 years. And to me personally, I think that is enough for being sexually abused by your own parents, dude, for literally your entire life. Not saying that because somebody sexually abuses you that you should go out and pew them. Not at all saying that. I also have a lot of history of sexual abuse, and I've never done anything like that. But I will say the trauma of people not believing you and treating you differently, drastically differently, after you come out about something like that is almost more traumatizing for me personally than the crime itself. Not even joking. So I can only imagine if something like that happened and I was in their shoes and they get put in prison, which you did kill people. You got to go to prison. Okay, I understand that. But for people to be like, well, they did this, this, and this, we're just going to completely ignore the fact that all of this happened to them. There are symptoms to trauma. It's been this long. Are you joking? I 1,000% think that it's a political move, and his brother Lyle is getting put on parole today. Well, not put on parole. He's going to be on the parole board, and I would be surprised if they let him out too, because didn't they open up greenhouses and a bunch of other activities and classes and stuff for these inmates? They're model inmates, but yet we're not letting them out. And somebody else had said, well, what's the difference between them and Gypsy Rose? I understand the correlation. There is a little bit of a difference, but at the same token, huh? What? We have so much evidence, just like we did for Gypsy. What are you talking about? You're not going to still get parole. You grow up thinking, oh, the criminal justice system, they're going to do what's right. And then I started getting sexually abused and going to the police about something, or going to NCIS for one of my other cases, nothing. You have to literally rip your arms and legs off and have the signatures of every celebrity and God in order to get something done. I'm not even joking. It's horrible when it comes to sexual abuse in the criminal justice system, because I've been saying it for years, and I'm going to continue to say it. It is one of the only crimes that don't get persecuted. I think it's 97% of rapists never get to go to prison, but yet the people who were abused do. It's just like when people go to therapy. Half the people going to therapy is wonderful. A lot of people should go. But half the people that go to therapy are literally going to therapy for other people who should go to therapy, because they're traumatizing them. I don't know. I woke up this morning and I'm getting ready to babysit, and I'm sitting with my sister's creepy spirit Halloween stuff. And I'm just sitting here thinking, I know what I went through with my stuff, and everyone either not believing me, talking shit on me, and just how traumatizing that was overall, literally worse than the impact of itself. I can't even imagine being in Lyle and Eric's shoes. And for everyone saying well, they spent the money and they wigged out and they this, you have no idea what trauma will do to you, especially when it's your own parents having sex with you. It's just mental health and the criminal justice system, they don't want to get it at all. They just want to lock people away forever. And I understand, you got the Ed Geins of the world, you got Ted Bundys of the world and stuff, and people need to be, do their time and everything like that. But the way that we come about people serving in the criminal justice system in general with situations like this, I don't agree with it. I'm very, very honest in that. I do not agree with that. I think it's absolutely disgusting that they're still in the prison system. What would you do if you were sexually abused by your own parents? And I'm not saying, again, it's not right to kill somebody, but they've served their time. You don't understand how deeply rooted something like that can affect a person and make you act completely different. I did a lot of things way out of my character when I had mine, and it got progressively worse when people were not listening to me or not believing me or being like, she's just crazy. She's just dumb. No, dude. I cut my hair off. I gained a whole bunch of weight, wigged out online. That's how I started this whole page. Like, there's a plethora of more things I could tell you that I did that was completely unlike me. It's just sad. It's just sad. And I know I'm going to hear, hopefully I hear, Lyle gets out, and then I'm going to feel bad because one brother got out and the other one didn't. And they're saying that Erik has 3 years until he can get on a parole board again, which I don't think is true. I think it's 18 months. But still, imagine being in prison for that long. You finally get a parole hearing board because they wouldn't let you have them before. And then they're like, well, you did this before the crimes and, blah, blah. They didn't really have anything to say about the crimes or even him in prison. Like, he did a little slip ups or whatever, but they kind of glossed over that. Like, so you're taking minute things instead of looking at his character and his growth, and we're persecuting him again for that. How traumatizing is that? How traumatizing is that? Your entire life, you're having to defend yourself and nobody cares.